take that message off my screen. All right. Hello, gang. How are we?
Good.
Good.
Good. I'm trying out a new camera angle today, so you're going to have to tell me how it works. Okay?
Yep.
So,
It's very flattering, Jill.
It's okay, but it's more on the, there's some jacket down there.
You're right. You're right. I have a very
but we can
narrow...
see you.
Yeah, you can see me just fine. I could remove the jacket hanging up, one or two, but it's mostly just pointed at the door. Unfortunately, I have about this much space.
That's about what I got here.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
And so you will have
I gotta
a little
watch
bit of fringe.
this wall.
Yeah. So you'll have a little bit of fringe stuff like the jackets, but that's the price we pay for seeing my whole moving body.
Yep.
So we'll try it out and you can tell me what you think if things are distracting or what. So just have a quick look around you, make sure you have a nice clear space to exercise, even if you do have limited space. You will need, if you've got one, I've got a new one, and it's the same one, a stretchy band or a resistance band.
Nice.
And then a small weight if you want to use a water bottle or soup cans, or if you've got actual weights at home, perfect. So let's just start off our exercises with our recovery breaths. So that's our way to strengthen our lungs. And anytime throughout class today, if you need to bring your heart rate down, get your breathing back under control, these are the breaths I want you to do. So hands on your belly, we're going to take a nice slow breath in as we pull our hands apart. And breathe out through pursed lips slowly as we bring our hands back in. Breathe in, pull the hands apart. Breathe out through pursed lips to bring the hands back in. Breathe in, pull the hands apart. Breathe out, bring the hands back in. Breathe in, pull the hands apart. Breathe out through pursed lips, bring those hands back in. And once more, deep breath in. Breathe out through pursed lips. Perfect. Roll out your hands. All right, gang, let's start just reaching one arm straight up at a time. Let your chest come forward as you reach up.
Jane, it's Barb from Tuesday. Dave is here.
Oh, is he?
Yes.
I was just going to say to Dave, it was the Russians.
Yeah, you're right.
Olympics.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it was funny.
You must be talking about the hockey game.
No, we were talking about, David brought up yesterday that there was some problems with the figure skating team.
Yeah.
Because, yeah. And I
reach
said
across your body.
I was just joking, and he says, "Well, we'll say it's the Russians anyway." And then later on yesterday, they did say it was a Russian member.
Ah, okay.
And it made me think of Dave right away.
All right, gang, feel free to get your feet moving as well. So lifting up either one heel at a time, or you're welcome to start really lightly marching. Get those legs moving as we start to go. There we go. Reach across that body. Start to warm up those shoulders. Warm up that upper back to optimize your breathing. Keep up that steady breathing pattern. And we're making circles with our elbow. backwards. Roll that shoulder back. If it's feeling good, feel free to extend that arm and make big arm circles backwards. Try to get your upper body to start rotating slightly with the movement. And then forward. So again, you can move just from that elbow. And if it's feeling really good, you can sweep that whole arm forward. Keep up that steady breathing, gang. Remembering to breathe out through pursed lips, especially if you've got COPD. That's going to help get that extra air out of your lungs so that you can get even more air that is oxygenated into your lungs. And now let's get those arms going in separate directions. Remember, you can start in front of you. One drops down, the other moves up. And we sweep them around to come back, meet in the middle. And remember, you can move just from the elbows. You got a sore shoulder. But we got our arms moving in opposite directions. There we go, and switch directions. Keep up that breathing. Less confusion today, gang. We're getting more and more coordinated, or we're just sleepy. And shake out those arms. Now we're stepping forward 1 foot at a time. Step your heel forward 1 at a time. And keep up your breathing. There we go, gang.
As you get any further away from that camera, we won't be able to see your smile.
We just can't make it perfect, can we? I know the further I get, the more of me is visible, but the smaller the smile gets, Ron.
I guess.
All right, as we're stepping 1 foot forward, let's get our opposite arm sweeping out and then back in. So as our arm moves out to the side, our leg steps forward. There we go, team. Boy, we are quiet today. Who just woke up from a nap? That's what I want to know.
I just got sat down from washing walls. Does that count?
That doesn't sound like the same as having a nap.
No.
Unless it was in a dream.
Ah, there you go. There you go. All right, team. And rest there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to stretch out your foot in front of you, tap your toes, and then bring it back in. So touch your toes out in front of you, stretch, and then bring it back in. Good. And at the same time, your opposite arm goes up and down. Remember to sit up nice and tall. And keep up that breathing pattern. Well done. There we go, gang. Remember this class, everyone goes at their own pace.
I have to dig it out of the cupboard.
No pace sauce jokes today. I need one more week to mentally prepare. There we go, team. That's looking awesome. All right. Now, from there, here's what we're going to do. You're going to sit up nice and tall. I want you to clench your glutes. Those are those bum muscles. So yes, I'm getting you to clench your bum. Keep them clenched, and we're just going to pump our arms like we're running in place. Now, the goal while we do this is to pretend you have a plate on your head. Don't drop the plate. Ready? Go. So now we're starting to work on getting our heart rate up. We're going to have to end up breathing a little bit more heavily or a little bit faster to keep up with the demand. So try to keep the breathing steady as best you can. And again, you go at your pace, challenging yet doable. Keep breathing, keep breathing. There we go, team. And rest. So anytime I say rest, some of you are going to need to do your recovery breathing. And some of you are going to need to just gently keep your hands moving, maybe rolling your ankles a little bit. So some of you are going to need that little bit of movement while you breathe and recover. And some of you are just going to need to sit there and breathe our recovery breaths. Okay, so you decide what is best for you.
Jill, can you hear me?
I sure can.
Okay, I just got to step away for a minute. I got to change my oxygen tank out.
Oh, that's no problem at all.
I ran out of air.
Yeah, and that's not good. So you switch it out there, sir.
Okay.
All right, gang. So now we're stepping out, out, in, out, in. Let's go. Out, in.
Better make sure he comes back.
Right. That would be a good excuse otherwise. That's what I joke about with getting phone calls during class. Did you get someone to phone you?
There's an idea, hey.
There we go, gang. Get those feet moving. We're trying to get that heart rate up a little ways. We're trying to challenge our breathing here. Now keep up that breathing as you go. Almost there. You're doing great. And rest. So once again, you might be someone who needs to just sit there and catch your breath, slowly breathe. Some of you are going to need to just keep your hands moving, maybe gently touching one foot forward at a time, something that's low intensity and just helps you catch your breath back. There we go. All right, team. Our next one, and I'll show you first and then we'll start, but you're gonna reach your foot out to the side and reach away if you can, and then bring it back in and switch. So foot steps out to the side, reach away and back in. So it's a step to the side, reach away and back in. Are we ready?
Ready.
Let's go. Remember, you can be seated or standing. Although when we're focused on working the lungs, often it's easiest to do that seated so that our brains aren't focused on keeping balance and we can just focus on getting our heartbeat up and our lungs working. Touch out to the side and reach across. Touch out to the side, reach across. Here we go, team. Keep up that breathing pattern. Woo! Couple more seconds left. Do what you can. Remember, this is your class. And rest. Now, does everyone feel like they're getting their heart rate up and their breathing challenged?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Here we go.
Sorry.
That's the spirit, everybody. Hard work for a Thursday. Because now you're going to have 4 days without me.
Oh, yeah.
Unless you watch one of our recorded classes.
Yeah,
that's right.
More and more are available to you on the website, which is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
All right, gang. So now, again, rest a little bit longer if you need to, but now we're going to lift up one knee at a time and reach up with our opposite arm. And I really want you reaching up and pulling down like you're climbing a ladder. And go. So reach up, grab, and pull down. Get that heart rate and lungs moving. Working hard. Keep up that breathing. I haven't reminded you in a while, but that core is tight. There we go, gang. Reach and grab, reach and grab. Woo!
Go. Oh.
And rest.
Oh.
Remember, breathing out through pursed lips is going to help you catch your breath back better than just letting yourself pant. There we go. Some of you are going to need to gently move, and some of you are going to need just to try to do our breathing pattern. And just focus on slowing your breathing down and recovering. How are we feeling, team?
Okay. Good.
There we go. And David, we got our oxygen tank fixed up?
Yep, all good to go.
Perfect. There we go. Okay, gang. We've got just 2 more of those faster cardio bursts, and then we're going to work on some strength. So the next one is I want us reaching forward one hand at a time to swim. And if that's sore, again, you can move from the elbows, or you can just march and focus on your legs. Ready and go. So I want your upper back rotating with those arms. Get your whole shoulder involved in the movement if you can. Clancy.
Hi.
I remembered your shoulder. You should be focused more on pushing your arms out or focus on the legs.
The legs aren't too good, so
Okay.
We'll pay attention to arms.
So just do what you can and keep it short. So remember, gang, if you've got a sore shoulder, don't push it, right? You can move just from the elbows. And if you know a movement is going to make it sore later, it's probably best not to push it yet. It's not a good idea to push until it gets sore. And rest. There we go. Get that breathing under control. Remember, you can gently move your hands and your feet. We doing okay, team?
Yep.
Right on.
Good. This is the quietest I think you've ever been.
That's because mine was muted.
Oh, gotcha.
I'll tell you a story.
That would make more sense.
It's the only way for me to be quiet, Jill.
And you still talk, don't you? It's just we can't hear you.
Yes.
Okay, team, we've got one last cardio burst before we focus more on our strength today, which is going to be great. So what I want you to do is have your feet a little bit out in front of you, and we're going to pull one heel back at a time, like you're trying to kick the underside of your chair. If you've got a bar on your chair, be careful. No whacking it. Now, at the same time, I would like to see you pushing your arms out to the back. Okay, but again, the more body parts that are moving, the more oxygen you'll need. So please adjust to what your breathing is like today and go. We're pulling one heel back. What's that?
If I had a bar on the chair, I'd have whiskey neat.
Oh, jeez. Terry. Keep moving those arms, gang. Pull those heels back. There we go. Doing awesome. Remember, the goal is to get our heart beating faster, get our lungs working harder. But keep up that steady breathing as we work. Woo!
Oh, you're so funny.
The amount of times I say well done and then my people stop. You would not be the first. And rest. Excellent job, gang. Now it's a great idea here to get a sip of water. And if you don't already have your stretchy band with you, please grab it. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, gang. Here's what we're going to do. Now, if you've got your band, you are going to put your feet just slightly out in front of you, and the band is going to go around the bottom of your feet.
Both feet. Both feet, okay.
Both feet?
Both feet.
I can't see that.
What? My new camera angle didn't work?
You don't have feet.
Just missing your feet.
You have a black
can't
band.
see my feet.
It works.
They're here. They're
Thank you
here.
there. We
You
believe
have
you.
got black pants.
Oh, you're right. I'm still wearing my coaching pants. That's a problem. And I put on a nice white shirt for you,
Yeah,
but I
I
forgot
thought
about the
that's
pants. Oh my goodness.
You're half
All
together.
right.
Jill, you're just going to have to take notes of your not to do's.
Yeah, right.
The
Well, I
purple
think I
hand-
need to remember to look at that list.
The purple handles will let us know what you're doing.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, so the band is around the bottom of both feet, and we're going to pull both hands in. Now, what I want you to do is to just lower one hand and then pull it back. So we're going to lower one hand and pull it back. So lower one hand, pull it back. Lower one hand, pull it back. You'll notice I've got that little bit of a change of pace. I'm slowly lowering it and quickly pulling it. Slowly lowering it, quickly pulling it. And instead of both arms starting from a rest position, both arms are starting from a working position. That means those muscles have to work a little bit harder. Good, now we've got about 5 more of these.
That's good.
And then we're gonna try to do 10 quick. So without the slow, we're just gonna try to pull 1, 2, 3. Ready? This is 5. And now we're gonna pull lower and pull quick for 10. So it's a down, up, down, up. Ready? Go. So down, up, down, up, down, up. We're going just that little bit quicker. 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
Woo! Good. So now take the band. I know you guys are going, oh, what is she planning now? Fun things, I promise you. So now what we're gonna do, sorry, keep the band under both feet.
Oh.
I know. So for this one, you've got to make sure you're really balanced and make sure there's enough band under your feet that it's not sticky. So get your feet.
I'm out, eh?
Okay.
Sounds scary.
I'm not very balanced.
Well, then you're going to stay seated. So if you're going to stay seated,
A
the
little
band is
unhinged.
around both feet. You are going to bend forward just a little ways, but you're going to grab low on the band. So that's a little bit tight. And then you're going to tighten your glutes and pull up.
Oh. Yeah, okay, that's a good one.
Okay. So again, it's leaning down and then slowly pull up just by clenching through your glutes. And again, when you are bent over, I'll turn to the side because I don't want to see rounded backs. I want to see you pressing forward. That back is nice and straight. My chest is up tall. And I pull that band up. And I don't move very far. Okay. Now, I got a little bit behind. If you are choosing to stand, you're going to be careful. And again, it's pushing your bum back just a little ways, bend the knees, and then clench through those glutes to pull yourself up tall. So again, stick your bum out behind you, bend your knees slightly. You'll notice I don't go very far, and clench your glutes to stand up nice and tall.
I feel like I would nosedive into the floor.
What's that?
I said I'm sure I would nosedive into the floor.
Well, don't do that.
But we don't want to do that. I'm going to mute myself now because I'm starting to moan.
Mute yourself.
There we go, team. So again, whether you're seated or standing, the range isn't very far, right? Like I'm not moving a big distance, but everything is slow and controlled, and I'm really focused on tightening those muscles. That's what's going to build the strength through the movement. Can everyone feel that?
I just don't have room for my stomach when I bend over.
Yeah, and again, when you're seated, that's okay. You're not going to get very far, and that's why you make sure the band's pretty tight. And then it's all about just tightening your glutes hard to slowly come up. You might only lean forward 2 inches. That's okay. I can still get my muscles fatigued just by clenching them. Right? You don't even need to use a band. The band just adds that little bit extra. But even if you were just to practice squeezing your glutes as hard as you can and relaxing, that would help them get stronger. And relax there, because we did a lot of those, gang.
Yes.
Yes, we sure did.
That was a good one.
Well, that was awesome, team. So now we're going to take the band and you're going to wrap it around your back, and the band's just going to come forward from underneath your armpit. All right. So, oops, I'm getting some loose band here, so I'm just going to double wrap it. All right. So from here, and we've done this one before, is we're going to punch forward. Well, actually, we're going to keep both hands punched forward. And then we're gonna slowly bring back one hand and lift the same knee. So if I slowly bring back my right hand, I'm going to lift up my right knee. And then I'm going to get everything back to its original position. Now I'm going to bring back my left arm and lift my left knee. There we go. So if you can get an arm and knee moving at the same time. Now, because one arm is always working in this position, if you're having a tough breathing day, I just want you pushing forward one hand at a time. That's going to require less oxygen, so it's less challenging on your breathing. Otherwise, you're here. Keep up that steady breathing. There we go, team. Keep up your breathing. There we go, and rest. Good work, gang. That looked excellent. So now the fourth exercise we're gonna do before we repeat them all is take the band, get it underneath your legs, cross it over.
Is that all right?
And I'm gonna have the pink handle on top so you can actually see it. Sorry about that, team. All right, so now if you've got sore hands, just make sure your band kind of wraps around your palm, and then you can just press it to the outside of your thigh, so that way you don't have to grip it. Otherwise, you can hold the band a little bit just out to the side and pull it a little tighter, because what we're gonna do is I want you to clench your glutes and slowly pull your knees apart just a little ways, and then relax. So again, it's clenching your glutes, pull the knees apart just a little ways, and relax. Now, if you want to make this more challenging, what you're gonna do is same thing, clench those glutes, pull those knees apart, but then you're going to rock forward as if you're about to stand up, and then relax. So clench the glutes, pull the knees apart, not too far, right? I want to keep my feet flat on the ground. And then you can lean forward and press your feet down as if you're going to stand up, and then relax. I don't recommend fully standing up because having a band around your knees, it's limiting your ability to balance and shift your feet. Clench your glutes, pull the knees apart, lean forward, and relax. And then again, make sure you're breathing the whole time, gang. There we go. Good work, team. Clench those glutes, pull the knees apart. If you want to, you can lean forward for that extra challenge. And then relax. We've got 2 more if you can. Clench. Lean forward, push your feet into the ground, and then relax. And final one. Tighten up those glutes, and then you can lean forward. And then rest. Well done, team. That sure was fun. So fun. We need to do it again.
They're
All right.
They think you're joking.
My
That's what they
shoulder
like.
out of it this time. Now.
I know. I think some people think I'm joking. Now remember, if you're feeling
Not when you giggle
particularly,
like that.
yeah. But remember, if you're fatigued that second round, you can do it without the band. You can make sure you don't do it for the full length of time. You can stop it a little bit early. Okay, got lots of options ahead of you. Make sure you grab a sip of water, team. And then we get to restart. So let me remind you of the first one. The first one is putting your feet, or putting the band underneath your feet, heels on the ground. And then we're going to pull both sides towards us and slowly lower down one at a time. And this is the slowly lower and then quickly pull. So it's slowly lower, quickly pull. And we can start. Remember, if you are choosing to do this standing, I encourage you, instead of just pulling the band up, you're gonna stick your bum out a little bit. That helps you get your upper back working a bit more than just here. This is more of your shoulders doing the work, which isn't as great. We want those shoulder blades to be moving. Good, so both arms are in that working position, pulling. One slowly relaxes and then pulls. The other slowly relaxes and pulls. There we go. Excellent job, team. Keep up that breathing as best you can, right? Especially our breathing out through pursed lips. There we go. All right, gang, so now we've got 10 fast. So lowering and pulling it quickly. 10, ready, go. So it's down, up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. It's hard to do that stuff fast, isn't it?
Not bad.
Hurts my neck.
Hurts
Does
my
it?
shoulder.
Yeah.
Oh, does it? So what's key there is if you're up tall and pulling that shoulder up to pull it, that's gonna be more stress on the neck and shoulder. So it's important that we lean forward that slight bit and think about your shoulder blade pulling back.
Okay, thank you.
Rather than pulling up. Yeah, I'll be sure to remind us all of that next time we do that movement.
Thanks so much, Jill.
Oh, of course. Sorry, I didn't say that earlier.
No.
Saved us a lot of trouble.
I know that.
Okay.
Yeah, so everyone can try that right now, actually, is making sure that it's your shoulder blade that's doing the work and not your shoulder and neck. So think about pulling the shoulder blade back. And it helps too if you stick your chest out a little bit, because that automatically sets your shoulder blades back rather than the shoulders being rounded forward.
That's great. Thank you.
Of course. So that second movement, gang, and remember you can do it seated or standing. Just be really careful if you're standing, because standing on that rubber can
Work good.
it can kind of hold up your feet. So your balance has got to be feeling really sturdy today. And it's that leaning forward and then just reach down on the band so that it's tight and there's not a lot of slack on the band. And then you're slowly tightening your glutes hard to pull yourself back up and then slowly lean back forward. And remember, even if you only move 2 inches, that's okay. The movement is all about, okay, I'm slightly bent forward And now my glutes work hard to pull myself back up rather than your lower back doing all the work. Okay, so bend forward, I keep my chest up. And then tighten those glutes to pull you back up. Good, and you should be able to feel those bum muscles tighten as you sit back up. That's your cue. And if you're having a tough time with that, for everyone, it can be helpful to push your toes into the ground. And that doesn't mean lifting up your heels.
Yeah.
That just means kind of gripping the ground with your toes as you tighten those glutes. So try that out for me. Kind of scratch those toes in the ground, squeeze those glutes to come up. And then down.
Can I do that one standing?
Nice.
I said, can I?
Oh, yep, you sure can, because it's gripping the ground with your toes.
Because my lower back doesn't like that one.
Yeah, so this can be a tricky movement for a lower back that's sore. And so again, it's important that you go slow and you don't go far. So if I'm standing, I'm just pushing my bum back a little bit.
I have company, I have to leave.
Oh, okay, take care. And then slowly come up. So get up nice and tall, get that bum behind you just a little bit, bend your knees, and then tighten your glutes to come up.
That's too much.
That's too much?
That's too much. My lower back's cranky today.
Right, and so when we have days where our lower backs get cranky, we've got to be cautious with those movements.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so rest there, gang. And that's a really good point, guys, because, you know, some instructors wouldn't get you doing that hinge movement. And a hinge movement just means we're bending at the hips. And so some of them will be worried to do that with you guys because they don't want to hurt your backs. But that's actually doing that movement when your back isn't cranky is actually a good way to strengthen your back.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So making sure those glute muscles know how to do the movement. Because how often, right, do we kind of just bend? That's a normal, without thinking about it, movement, even to empty the dishwasher.
Yeah.
Right? How often do we just kind of bend without thinking about it? When really we want to be getting those hips back. So now our hips take the movement over our back. But then there's days where they just don't like it. It's kind of like if you're having a bad day with your knees, walking sometimes doesn't feel good. Doesn't mean walking is bad, just means there's sometimes you need to limit how much you're doing. So again, we're taking the band, get it around your back, bring it forward underneath your armpits. And again, gang, we've got lots of different types of health and fitness levels here. If at any point I start talking and I get into a bit of education and you're antsy and you want to keep moving, please feel free to just march, right? You can always just march and listen in, and because some people need that bit of a longer rest. And if you feel a bit antsy, you're welcome. Just keep moving. That's great to do. So that third movement with the band, gang, it's around our back, comes forward. We're gonna push our hands in front of us. Now, if I slowly bring back my right arm, my right knee is going to lift at the same time. And then I'm going to push my arm back out and lower my knee. And then I'm gonna switch sides. I'm gonna slowly bring back my arm, lift up my knee, and then push my arm back forward, bring the knee down.
Okay. So,
there we go.
Oh, screwed up. Band should have come with a warning.
The bands?
Yeah, I had a stretch here a minute ago and a cat walked by and decided wanted to play and I got slapped in the face when it broke in half.
Oh, no.
Ouch.
Yikes.
Ouch, yeah, that too.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I've been slapped harder than that. Don't want to go into that, right?
Oh, no.
But did you deserve it?
Over.
Oh boy. Keep up your breathing, team. And remember, we want to be in control of the movement. And the more intent you put into your exercise, the more you're going to benefit from it, right? So really slowly bring the band back and then push it forward. Think about staying really strong rather than just moving your arm back and forth. Great job. Last one. And rest. Awesome. So now we've got that second one, or the last one with the band, sorry, where you wrap the band around your legs. And again, so we had a great reminder about thinking about our backs. It's important that you don't push your knees out too far on this one. So we're really just thinking about tightening up our glutes, pushing out our knees just that little bit, and then relax. So tighten up your glutes, push out the knees just a little bit. My feet are still planted on the ground. So you'll notice my knees actually don't really go past the width of my hips. And then I relax and they come in just a couple inches. That's a tighten, press out to about the width of my hips, and then relax. So remember, the extra challenging part is to tighten up and then press your forward, pushing your feet into the ground so those leg muscles tighten up, and then relax. So tighten up, pull those knees apart. You can lean forward as if you're about to get out of your seat, and then relax. There we go, gang. Awesome. Press those knees apart. Push those feet into the ground and then relax. There we go. How are we feeling, team?
Good.
Okay.
Good.
Time to stretch.
No.
Sure. Sure it is.
I don't think so.
You're just thinking of other things, that's all.
I am or you are? We got 2 more of these. Last one. Tighten. Press forward. And relax. Put the band to the side. Now you're either just casually stepping forward 1 foot at a time, or you can stand and we're just walking forward and then back. So forward and back.
Yeah. All these bodies with no heads.
See, guys, it's tough to get a good camera angle.
It is. I think I'm going to lower the computer next time.
Yeah, there you go. There we go, gang. So focus on that breathing. We're just letting those muscles loosen off, and then we will stretch. So that's a good question. How are our backs feeling?
Good.
Good.
Okay, if I don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know bad back days are tough. So we just got to be careful to really look after it on those days.
It's just like dancing cha-cha.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. You can dance.
That's
You
what-
can make any light movement into a dance. That's perfect. All right. So now we're going to stretch, but before you sit down, here's what's going to happen. Actually, everyone can do this unless you're not comfortable standing, then just give me a moment. But if you've ever got a sore lower back, here is one really helpful thing that you can do. If you get your hands just down on your chair or up on your counter, and then really gently and slowly just rock your hips back and then rock back forward. So just really slow and gentle, just rock your hips back and forward. And I'm not going very far. And I'm maintaining breathing and I'm just letting my back relax into it. There's just that really gentle rock back and forwards.
It's too high.
That's good for pregnant women too, right?
That feels good.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. Pregnant women would benefit from this as well.
I think that'll be.
Might just be a little bit more limited in that range, but this is a way to kind of release some pressure between the vertebrae in your spine. So it kind of gives it just a little bit of breathing room. And this is also kind of like biking for your knees. This is the biking of the back world, so, which means it's just a gentle, low impact way of getting the joints moving in their range of motion, right? We're just gently bending the hips and then unbending them. And that just takes some pressure right off the back.
Good.
So it's just that gentle rocking. So just remember that one. Feel free to write it down.
That's a very nice exercise. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, if there's one thing I know other than pulmonary exercise, it's definitely backs.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of work on backs, including my own.
Anytime you want to add back stuff, please do.
You betcha.
He's too far hitting the button.
Lift up one arm, gang, gently push it back. You can wrap it around if you prefer. And that's great too, guys. Like if you've got nagging things, sore backs or knees or shoulder, please feel free to speak up and ask for an exercise during class, because I'm sure there's more than just you that would benefit from it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind one for shoulder.
Yeah, an exercise for sore shoulders.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind one for knees.
How about one for total body?
Yeah.
So which arms? Total body, you're doing it. Right, you're doing it.
But dropping the back so you don't get the crease at the back of the neck.
Yeah, we've talked about that, Clancy. You got to practice pulling that chest forward. And I like pulling the chest forward better than trying to pull the shoulders back.
Yeah.
Because it helps the shoulders do it more naturally.
Yeah.
So if you imagine just a string at the front of your chest and it tugs your chest forward just that little bit, you can feel how your shoulders just naturally fall back a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it does it without tension in your neck.
That's good. My neck has enough tension.
Yeah.
Right. And necks love heat.
Mm-hmm.
If you've got a heating pack, get that on your neck. That's great.
You were sure right about the shoulder really liking the heat. There was a definite change.
Shoulders like heat as well.
And
So do
back.
backs.
And so do backs.
Yeah.
There we go.
We just need to be wrapped in a heating pad.
Hot baths. Now straighten one leg out in front of you.
Let's see, my daughter has a heating pad from Sage, and it goes down the back like a square on your back. It comes forward around your shoulders.
Oh, lovely.
So it gets the top. Yeah, it is a nice one. Gets all your shoulders and your back and your neck all at the same time.
So what is
Perfect.
It's a like a heating pad type thing. I think you warm it up in the microwave or the whatever, but it's the shape of it. So it's probably, you know, it's square at the back. It lays on your back, but comes around the front over your shoulders and around your neck. It's just the shape of it.
That sounds like something London Drugs has.
Yeah.
Yeah, those microwavable heat packs. They've got like rice or barley or something in them. Those are great.
It's all like burnt popcorn.
My partner says I smell like hot beans when I use it. He goes, "Oh, you smell like hot beans today." And I go, "Gee, thanks." And it's just the heating pack.
Where do we look on YouTube?
On
YouTube, where do we find the tape? The tape.
Oh, I think if you just look up BC Lung, the recorded classes should pop up.
BC Lung Foundation?
Okay, thank you.
That's how I found it, yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Right from there, guys, let's drop one leg either back behind us. If you'd rather turn in your chair and do that stretch, then that's perfect. You do what feels best for you.
Where are your toes?
On our feet.
The end of our feet.
I know, but are they on the floor or are the tops of them on the floor?
They're on the floor.
Okay.
Yeah, they're on the floor.
At the end of our feet.
You're standing on them.
Yeah, so switch legs.
Okay.
So again, I've got that back foot flexed. And again, if you'd rather, if it's more comfortable for you facing forward, you can just drop that foot behind you.
That's easier on the hips.
Yeah, and that's where you don't have to flex your toes towards you. That's where you can rest the top of your foot down on the ground. Yeah, so it's really just about finding what works for your body, right? There's very rarely something that works for everybody and feels good for everybody. You kind of have to modify things for yourself. There, and then I'll adjust this so you can see my face again, because now, gang, we're just going to take a deep breath in. Well, that didn't quite work. So again, you can either put your hand on your belly, or you can reach your hands up. It just doesn't want to stay today. Just slowly reach your arms up as you breathe in. Slowly breathe out, bring those hands back down. Once more at your own pace, breathe in. And out through pursed lips. And shake it out. Well done today, gang.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you.
Thank you.